Hello and welcome to class number 41. We're going to get started today. We're going to just draw a standard box or whatever shape it is that you like. Alright, so to divide the space, you're going to just do it right in half. So if you have kind of an odd shape, just kind of pick where you think half would be. It doesn't have to be exact. And then you're going to kind of draw some little teeth. So imagine like it's a big smiley face and you have these teeth and they should all be the same size. So it should definitely be a vertical rectangle. And you should have, you can have more rows than this. We only have 2. But you should have definitely them longer than they are, taller than they are wide. So now in this first box here, I'm just going to pick the first one. I'm going to go along the edge just a little bit, probably like a 1/4 inch down. And I'm going to come over and stop at the center point on the opposite side. And do the same thing, but I'm going to make it a little bit shorter, so it kind of makes like a mermaid tail sort of fin. I'm going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. So the first line has to run along the inside line and then come to the point. Here, I'll do one down here. So you run along the line a little bit, going the opposite direction now, and then go to the point. And then you double it up. So however you choose to do that, it doesn't have to be this exact like mermaid type of fin. But practicing on that maybe with some pencil first would be good. So again, you could have more rows than this. I'm just going to do 2 for the sake of the video, time-wise. I'm just going to do, it's actually like a quad design. You need 4 to be able to see the design. So you need to have 2 that go from the center out, and then 2 that go from the center down. In the center of each of these sections, we're going to draw kind of like a leaf shape or like a teardrop almost, where it goes kind of bulbous and then it comes to a point on the very end. We're going to do one in each corner pointing out. So it should make kind of a 4-petaled little like star of some kind. You can decorate the center however you'd like. I'm just going to draw kind of an X through it, a thicker X. But you can draw whatever it is. If you want dots, you want to draw little flower pieces, whatever it is that you want to put in there. You're going to do that on every intersection that's in between these little mermaid tails. Inside of each of the mermaid tails, you can decorate it however you like. You can color them solid black. I'm just going to double up, triple up my lines in here, and just kind of thicken them, add a little bit of a detail in there. That's what I saw in the original one. I kind of liked it. But you could certainly you could leave them white and do the background, around this little flower thing. You could do those all like a really dark black or use color. or whatever it is that you want to put, however you want to decorate it, however you want to finish it off. Of course, this is a very large pattern. You can just make it smaller and go in a different direction if you would, just by turning those rows. Just make sure that you have rectangle sections. That's the key to this design. We're going to draw another box here for our second design, or shape, or whatever it is that you like, of course. Mine is not very straight, so again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for fun. I'm going to switch over to a pencil. I'm going to draw some divider lines, or like a grid, using the pencil. Mine will be a lot darker than what you should have. This is something that you're going to erase, so make sure that you do it light enough. I'm just going to do mine dark enough for the video. So I'm going to just do some rows here. They're going to be evenly spaced, as evenly spaced as possible, and straight, because we're going to actually divide this into a diagonal grid, or a diamond grid. So I'm just going to do these all the way across here. Alright, just like that. And now I'm going to, you can see that my box is not straight, but I am going to make the lines inside as straight as I can. I'm going to use the edge of my paper as my guide. So my box is not straight at all. I'm just going to put these, and it's going to create kind of a square, just a square grid. They are a little bit smaller squares. I wouldn't do it too large because you're not going to be able to see very much of the pattern in a box this size. I've got one little sliver, I think, on this edge here, just to keep my spacing the same. I'm going to switch back to the Sharpie, and I'm going to start drawing my diagonal lines. Excuse me. I'm just going to pick one full box here, and I'm going to try and go through all of my points. So I'm just going to kind of backtrack here, since I don't have a full box right on the end there. I'm going to go to the opposite corner of one that I already drew, and I'm going to draw another line straight through all of those. So you go across the long way, so you just jump to the outside of the box. It's easy to get confused, so make sure that you're in the right spot before you draw your line. And just draw them as straight as possible. If for some reason some of your pencil lines don't quite line up, just keep going across your section as straight as you can. You don't want to make your diagonal lines wonky in order to accommodate the pencil lines, because those are going to be erased. So now I'm going to do the other direction. You can turn your paper if that's a little bit easier, but you're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm just going to start in one place, it doesn't matter where, and draw them in the opposite direction. Go to the opposite of the square, and then put my other lines in. Now that my grid is in place and everything's looking really great, I'm just going to go back and lightly erase the pencil lines. I'm not going to need those anymore. Of course, if you're just really good at eyeballing a diagonal grid, you can certainly skip the pencil part of it and just draw a diagonal grid. You do want to make sure that you have kind of a square diamond, or something that where the top and the bottom and the two side points of the diamond line up. So you don't want to have a really wonky one, otherwise the pattern that we're going to draw inside isn't going to look as clean as it would if they were more symmetrical. So now I'm going to put kind of an odd long oval in the center of each of these, just from top to bottom. You can go the other direction if you like. You can have them go sideways or horizontal if you'd like that. And I'm just going to go through and put all of these in. You can fill this however you like. I'm just going to do the long ones first. So now inside one of the diamonds, I'm just going to draw 2 additional oblong ovals, one on each side, or excuse me, 2 on each side. So a bigger one, and then they get smaller, of course, as they go to the points. And then I'm going to color in the background. If you don't wish to color the background in, you can certainly color in the ovals, but you do want to have something that's going to make the ovals pop out, whether they are white space or dark space. It's up to you. I'm going to color the background in. So I'm just going to continue on with all the rest of these. So for the third design, I'm just going to change my paper or turn my paper so I can do a larger piece. I'm just going to draw a very nice wavy line. You can have it straight, it's up to you. I'm just going to kind of draw a weird little petal shape on the end here. That's just so I can have a nice cap on the end. Draw some half circles here. They don't have to be perfectly circular. They can be more oblong if you'd like. You can sort of stack behind the one that you just drew, or you can have them all perfectly in a line. It's up to you. On the bottom, I'm not going to draw another petal piece. I'm just going to start my ovals and just kind of make sure that they're not completely lining up. And then I'm just going to go all the way to the end here. And I'm going to draw the little petal point, I guess you could call it, on the end there. But you can finish this off however you'd like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another line inside of each one. So I'm basically going to create a white border, and I'm going to color in the center of all of these. So I'm just creating a white border, like doubling up the lines around the outside edge. I'm going to stop when I get to the center line, the first line that I drew. You can see that I get to here, and then I'm going to stop when I hit that line there. I'm going to switch over to my larger marker. If you don't have one of those, you can certainly, wait until you do have one, or you can just take your time and color it in with a pen. So again, as you can see, I'm going to leave the white border on the outside there. That center line that we drew is really just a guide so that you could get your loops and have something stop on it, because you don't want the loops to go into or the arches to go into the other side. So that center line is what's going to stop your loops. And then I'm just going, you can do an ombre effect with colored pencils, you could do some kind of pattern in here, you could add a whole bunch of other stuff to this. This would be something that you could use as a divider between different patterns. If you could actually use it as a piece of the pattern, just make it a little bit smaller. If you have a really large section, this is kind of a cool design. It sort of looks like those Chinese stylized clouds, so to speak. It actually kind of looks like intestines as well, so if you're doing a Halloween one, that could be kind of cool. You can dress that up however you wish. But I think it looks kind of neat, and it's really dramatic having this center be very dark. So you can dress it however you wish. Those are the designs for today. I do hope that you enjoyed your drawing time and that you feel calm and relaxed. Of course, you can change this however you wish. You can make the designs entirely your own. I like to look on Pinterest and different fabric patterns and things like that and see what looks good and change it and try to replicate that. So you can certainly go there for ideas as well. I do hope that you're all staying safe and healthy and having a really wonderful 2021. And I will see you again, well, virtually, of course, next week, Thursday. Have a great day.